Welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome to yet another win-or-go-home game today from Kokomo, Indiana. Game 3 of 4 on IndianaSRN and HCAC TV. Our sponsors include Hampton Inn. Whether you're visiting for business or pleasure, you always have high quality and consistent accommodations and amenities. By Boilermaker 374, we are second to none in quality and performance. By Passion to Care, beyond home care, where passion meets purpose. Clean slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Industrial Sales Associates, which has been an electro-mechanical components manufacturer's representative for Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee for years. By the IndianaSRN sports page, wall-to-wall sports news every day. Check out IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Catch the best of Division III athletics on HCAC.tv. We always have a front row seat. With Sean Kroll, Jim Barber, pleasure to bring you Game 3 of 4. This is an elimination game, so the winner advances and the loser ends its season. So take us inside the heads of these players, Sean, and what might they be thinking at this point?
Well, I think they're understanding that it's going to take whatever it takes to get it done. They know, we talked about it in the first game. This is a kitchen sink game for both teams. They cannot think about tomorrow or the next day. They have to win tonight. So especially the pitchers know, listen, I've got to go out and get the job done. The starters know, at the very least, I need to go 5. If I can go 5, 6, even 7, that's huge, because then I'm saving the bullpen for when we win and move on into our next spot. And for the position players, You got to make the plays in the field, and those key at-bats with runners in scoring position are going to be huge.
Yeah, Adam Rosen, who's the head coach of Rose-Hulman, was saying before the game, we haven't used our bullpen much, so therefore we have the luxury of having 2 or 3 guys come in the game if necessary. But I think when you talk to him and one of the assistant coaches over at Mount St. Joe, the idea is at least get 5 in, or maybe longer if that's possible.
Oh, you'd love to have what Anderson had in the previous game where their starter went into the 7th inning as a freshman. That was huge for them. It doesn't hurt that the starter in game 1 for Rose, when they beat Franklin, threw a complete game shutout. That'll do a lot to save your bullpen for the rest of the weekend.
Indeed. Jeff Newman, by the way, is the head coach of Mount St. Joe, and he's been there for at least a decade. Our umpires are going to be Tim Wesley from Brownsburg at home plate, Aaron Racklow at first base from Cincinnati, Bob Racklow at Fort Wayne. From Fort Wayne at second base, it's a dad and son combination, and third base is Dave Blanchett from Fort Thomas, Kentucky. It's a 4-man crew, and I think when you get to this level of baseball, you appreciate having an umpire at every position.
Yeah, you do, and we had quite a few actual conversations between all 4 umpires in the first game. They understand the stakes we've got going on here tonight as well, so they're going to make sure they get every call right.
Rose-Hulman will be the home team today. Let's talk pitching, and let's talk the left-hander that's on the mound today for Rose-Hulman, and a chance to advance. And this kid is young, but, man, he's got a lot of confidence, his head coach says.
He does, and he looks kind of familiar to me because he's a Hamilton Southeastern graduate, Brady Strawmeyer, a freshman, 5.24 ERAs, 4-1 on the year. He's got 11 appearances, 10 starts, 46.1 innings, 27 earned runs, 17 walks, 34 strikeouts. Opponents hit 276 off of him. He's always around the plate. And that's great, especially in a game like this where we've seen it so far in this tournament. Walks are a death knell to your team. So if you can be around the plate, pitch to contact, let your fielders make the plays behind you, you're going to have a pretty good outing.
And for this left-hander, this is going to be his home during the summer. He'll be pitching for the Kokomo team as well in the minor leagues. So this is a thrill for him, not only to play in this tournament, but to be part of the Jackrabbits when the summer league kicks in.
That's pretty cool that he's saying, okay, here, I'm on this mountain. I can get used to this place because I'm going to see it a few more times here in the next months.
He throws between 86 and 88 miles an hour, and his head coach was saying as his season has gone along, he has just gotten better, and that's just part of being a freshman, feeling more confident about the game. We're ready to play. Lions record of 20-21 off a loss earlier today to Hanover 10-7 and a win over Anderson 11-10. And Anton Muir to get the party started. Muir is 3 for 9 in the tournament. Couple of runs scored. Couple of RBIs, couple of walks. He's the right fielder.
Junior from Centerville, Ohio. These Lions are hard to miss in those bright yellow uniforms.
You're absolutely right. Off the 1-1 pitch, headed to center field, and a good start for the Lions. 4th hit of the tournament for Anton Muir.
That is a good start. Always love the leadoff guy getting on.
Here's Jake Lawson, who's having a solid tournament, and in fact, Lawson got hurt last year toward the end of the season. He had a really hot bat going at 366 with 4 doubles, a triple, and 10 RBIs before he was sent packing, so to speak, because of injury.
Well,
is he bunting for a hit or for a sacrifice here? Almost looked like he was bunting for a hit.
I think at first, he was looking to sacrifice, but with Strawmeyer in the end of his windup or his pitch going to the third base side of the mound, that's why he pulled it to the first base side. Not a fan of the head first slide into first base, but they're young kids. They'll learn. It's close.
Yeah, very close, in fact. Andrew Harrison at the plate. Fouls that off. Harrison batting in the third position. He's the third baseman for the Mount St. Joe Lions out of Cincinnati. 2 for 9 with a couple of runs scored, a couple of RBIs, and a walk. At certain levels of baseball, the younger levels, you can't slide into a base head first. That's an automatic out.
And that's smart. It really is.
I agree.
Harrison hitting .296 on the season.
And an RBI chance here as Mir dances around second base.
Ooh.
Ball and 2 strikes.
He's a bit tardy on that one.
Yeah.
When you're in the on-deck circle and you got to duck,
You've got to pay attention, that's for sure.
Head on a swivel at all times.
Yeah. Ball and 2 strikes. Off speed, evens the count at 2-2. Defensively for Rose-Hulman, Cade Klein, Colton Brown, Mark Serdenak, left center to right. And we'll get the rest of the guys as we go along. Now the 2-2 and a man at second. Jonathan Ogan is the third baseman. Peter Rogers will be the shortstop. Coulter Rodak is the second baseman. O'Connell is the first baseman. Mason Rasmussen behind home plate. Ooh. 2 outs. Blew it right past him.
That's a big strikeout. Runner doesn't advance. Now you just need to get an out to get out of the inning. No harm done. I think one of the things that's good for Strohmeyer is, and from last year, Oliger at third and Couillard Rodak at second can really pick it. So that's a nice safety blanket for a young pitcher.
Yeah. Infield has to be solid, and typically it's the middle part of the infield that's usually the strength of a team. They'll play him deep in the shortstop position. Medium range at second and first, back to the pitcher, Strohmeyer, who gets 2 assists in the inning. Rose-Hulman to bat for the first time when we come back.
This place has been a huge part of my life, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be moving forward. I'll always take a piece of the mountain with me. Whether in the classroom or on the field, my coaches and professors had my back and always pushed me to climb higher. Now, I can't wait to light the way for my students and help them achieve their dreams.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Hanover College. Founded in 1827, Hanover is Indiana's oldest private four-year college. Hanover is a nationally recognized liberal arts college with core strengths in the natural and life sciences, education, and business. This breathtaking 650-acre campus sits on a bluff above the Ohio River in Hanover, Indiana. Hanover's approach to the liberal arts allows students to combine their academic interests. Students can even design their own majors. Students have so many opportunities to try classes, clubs, and other activities to pursue their passions. Students connect and get involved in so many ways, whether it be through classes, meals, athletics, and clubs, or even campus jobs. You definitely can find your niche right here at Hanover. Hanover really does have a place for you to be yourself and be known. Welcome to Hanover College. This is the College Tour.
John Kroll, Jim Barber back at the yard as Rose-Hulman awaits its first opportunity and will face Derek Richter on the mound out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, who can also get that ball up to speed at 83 to 85. He's got a good looking curve, and his out pitch, however, is a change and a curve. He will face Cade Klein, then Peter Rogers, then Coulter, Rodak. First pitch swinging, opposite field, left field. Jordan Harley, 1 out.
Wasting no time. Richter has a 5.54 ERA, 2-4 in the season. Every appearance has been a start for him this year, and opponents are hitting .287 off of him,
which is a pretty solid hitting number. Peter Rogers batting in the second position. He is 2 for 9, runs scored, stolen base, a walk, a couple of strikeouts.
Richter does not strike out a ton. I say that, swing and miss.
Rogers, a civil engineer major out of Merrick, New York. He started every game since his sophomore year. So in this type of game, if you're speaking of offense, you want your guys to go after them early or make them work a little bit?
I think you're always looking to put pressure on the opponent as early as you can. You can see right there.
One hop to third base, Andrew Harrison, and a good dig out by the first baseman, Brennan Martin. 2 outs in the Rose-Hulman first.
I think you're aggressive. The first inning or two, you want to see what kind of zone the umpire is going to have. I think that's important. And so if he's got a small zone, you maybe can look for walks to get on base. But just anything you do, be aggressive. The more you can get out in front early and put pressure on the opponent, I think the better off you are. We saw that in the previous game that just finished.
Here's Mr. Rodak going opposite field, base hit. Technically goes as an infield hit, although it reached the outfield. And with 2 outs, Rose-Hulman has the inning staying alive for Connor coming into plate, batting in the number 4 position.
Boy, they shifted him to the right field side. The shortstop was almost at second base, but he just fisted it off his hands and just got it through that little 6.5 hole right there. And we'll see what he does here.
Connor O'Connell wears 35 out of Fort Myers, Florida. Biomed engineer major. Again, first pitch swinging.
They're not messing around. That is for sure.
He is 0 for 5 in his first 2 games. Has scored a run, has a sacrifice fly, and an RBI, and has walked 3 times. Down the third base line. Andrew Harrison keeps him from going to the outfield. But after 2 outs, back-to-back infield hits and a rally going for Rose-Hulman.
Boy, Richter really busted them on the inside part of the plate, but somehow, some way, CCR and O'Connell have been able to kind of fight it off and get on base. Now we can see what the DH bus boom can do. If you get a run in the first, that's a big step.
Oh, yes. And being the home team, which means last at bats if needed. Dalton Busboom out of Ludlow, Illinois, chemical engineer major. Senior season. Started that rally against Franklin. Earlier season win or earlier tournament win. 0 for 3 earlier today against Transy. Two on, 2 outs. And a hitter's pitch coming up with 2 balls, no strikes.
I feel like I'm calling a Stanford game with the Rose-Hulman uniforms on.
It looks exactly like it. Quick Stanford story. It was many years ago that Stanford was in Bloomington to face Indiana for the right to get, I think at that time, to the Super 8 or whatever they called it. And anyway, that was the last game for a kid that's starring for Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. And they lost on a 2-out walk-off home run.
I bring good memories.
To second base, inning over. Rose-Hulman threatens, fails to score. After 1, nothing.
I urge you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Good to have you with us today. Jim and Sean back with you for Game 3 of 4 of the Heartland Collegiate Conference Tournament. A reminder, our mission is to restore respect to game officials, recognize them, namely the umpires, as authorities on the fields and the courts. Our thanks to them. Without them, we don't play. Sportsmanship is everybody's job. Each team with base runners to start this game. 23, Jordan Harley in the 5-hole will lead it off for the Lions, and it's Jackson, Gutzwiller, and Kevin Schaff.
Another lefty-lefty matchup here.
You know, in the majors, it's big to have lefty against righty or righty against lefty, but at a lower level, sometimes coaches say, it doesn't matter to me. Good pitcher's a good pitcher.
That is true.
I mean, 50 years ago when Bob Gibson pitched, it was philosophy or strategy significant. At that time, he just blew it past people.
It didn't matter what side you went to.
Or Nolan Ryan, you know.
But, you know, here, Harley, both first two pitches, that backside went flying.
Mm-hmm. Had a good tournament, 5 for 10, batting .500. Scored a couple of times, a couple of runs batted in.
He's fought off some good pitches. He just does not look comfortable against the lefty Strohmeyer.
Again, the 0-2 pitch. Harley, from his freshman year, Sean, bumped his average up 90 points.
That is impressive.
Oh, man. And you mentioned he might have been uncomfortable out there. He is out on strikes. Second strikeout of the game for Brady Strohmeyer.
It's a nice pitch on the outside of the plate for Strohmeyer.
Here's Jackson Gutzwiller, the catcher, 0 for 2 against Anderson. Couple of walks, runs scored.
Ooh.
Lions can score in this tournament. They had 11 against Anderson with a 3-run ninth to win it, and then lost to Hanover 10-7. Towards short. Nice play. Rogers with a throw, and he got him. Later, Rogers.
As Jerry Coleman used to say, you can hang a star on that one. Holy cow.
Long-time Padres announcer.
And Yankees second baseman.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
that's right.
That was a great play.
After that, out Kevin Chaffel stepped to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on here in the second inning for the Lions.
And we just saw the replay. He got him by a couple of steps.
He did.
Even.
Certainly one of the strengths of this Rose-Hulman defense is its infield.
You were talking about how many runs MSJ has scored so far in the tournament. I'm sure the scouting report the coaches went through with Strohmeyer was a huge part of their pregame in terms of how they want to attack these MSJ hitters. And so far, he's done a pretty good job.
He has. He also has a couple of assists in the first inning, which got him out of a little bit of trouble. Strike away from ending the top of the second, and here's the 1-2.
Playground? Nope, not quite. Oh, that's in the bullpen.
It's a multi-dimensional facility with the playground over there and the slide and areas to climb for the kids. Strike 3 called. Third strikeout of the game for Strohmeyer. Bottom of the second we go, 0-0.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermakers Union Local 374. Call us at 219-845-1000. Sean Kroll, Jim Barber, with behind home plate seats in a beautiful ballpark, minor league, which will see a lot of activity starting here in mid to late May. Rose-Hulman threatened in the first. That threat was denied on a force out at second base. Colton Brown will start the second for Rose-Hulman.
one of the things I'm keen on in this game is pitch count for both guys.
And there is no restriction as to how many pitches you can throw, but.
No, but, the walks add up, which allows you to not pitch as long into the game. So that's the importance about being in the strike zone. Your pitch count may not be that high, but you can go more innings. That's why they want to be around the plate.
By the way, home plate umpire is Tim Wesley, who called the punch out in the top of the second. Here's the 1-2. Good change when it misses outside. 2-2. Adam Rosen is the head coach. Rose-Hulman, he is coaching at third. Nathan Bonner at first. Ryan Haveney is the pitching coach. Nathaniel Pride is the assistant trainer. It's Colton Brown, Jonathan Olger, Mark Cernak. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 for Adam Roseman. Here in the Rose-Hulman second.
I loved the changeup on the 1-2 pitch. He just missed it. He's fought off a foul ball here as Brown, and now he's run the count full.
Got a 3-2 opposite field, base hit. Tracked down by Anton Mir. That's the third hit of the game already for Rose-Hulman.
3 hits in the last 4 batters.
And opposite field.
Yeah, I can sense the game plan for MSJ is to bust their hitters the inside part of the plate. He's done a good job of it, but they've gotten 3 singles from it.
Jonathan Olger is 1 for 7 in tournament play in 2 games, has an RBI, struck out 3 times.
Harrison at third's playing in front of the bag. He's anticipating something.
See if he creeps in a little bit more on the pitch. That's interesting. In the loss to Transylvania, Rose-Hulman was beaten decisively 7-2, but had a lot of base runners in that game, courtesy of some walks. So there were a few opportunities, just not many hits.
Yeah.
Auger awaits the strike 1 pitch and a toss over the first base. So is that a serious throw to first, or just one of those I'm aware you're there?
I feel like that was an I'm aware you're there. We did have a pickoff, a huge pickoff play.
Yes.
In the previous game, but that was a I know who you are. Ooh.
2 strikes, no balls. Auger to look down to his head coach and third base coach, Adam Rosen.
Harrison at normal depth now at third. 2-strike count.
Infielder short at second, a double play spot. Don't need it here. Strikeout number 1 for Derek Richter.
You got to like that. Richter, good at bat there to get Oliger. Now you get a ground ball. You can get out of this inning pretty quick.
Couple of infield hits so far for Rose-Hulman and a base hit to right. Mark Cernak at the plate. Walked a couple of times against Transylvania earlier today and takes the off-speed pitch, the curveball for a strike.
Love it. Up there looking for a fastball, and that big old hook comes at you. You can't pull the trigger.
Mason Rasmussen rounds up the lineup next. 2 teams fighting for their tournament lives, if you will, here. With the winner to advance to tomorrow and the loser having its season end here today. Good looking matchup tonight against 1 and 2 seeds.
Ooh, yes, it is.
Roughly 7:45 here on HCAC TV. Hanover and Transy.
Well, these games are tough. After the previous game ended, watching Franklin walk off the field, you saw the hugs, knowing that was it for some guys. And
throw down to first. They've got a chance to get him. Runner leaned a little bit too far. And Colton Brown is cut down. 2 outs in the Rose-Hulman second.
I think that's 2 to 3 to 6.
Yep, pretty good awareness by Jackson Gutzwiller as he saw Brown straying a little bit too far, and then Brown had nowhere to go. So 2 outs now in the Rose-Hulman second inning. 2-1 pitch.
I wonder if they have some kind of signal, him and Martin, so that Martin knows, like, hey, I'm coming down. He's getting too far off.
Yeah.
I'm coming your way.
Sometimes it's just a nod of a head. 2-2.
And I love how Martin handled that, too. He ran Brown as far as he could go so that when he pitched it to a shortstop, he just had to wait there and tag him.
Lead him to the slaughter, so to speak, right? 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Derek Richter. Good pitching matchup so far. After 2, it's Mount St. Joe nothing and Rose-Hulman nothing.
They're dealing so far.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Top of the 3rd for the Lions, no runs and a hit. For the Fighting Engineers, no runs. 3 hits. Jim and Sean back with you at the ballpark. And here's Brendan Martin to lead off. He's had a hot tournament. 5 for 9, 3 batted in, couple of doubles, 3 runs scored. At his first base position, he is batting in the 8th spot. Another lefty versus lefty matchup.
And speaking of ballpark, if you have not been to Municipal Stadium here in Kokomo, it is fantastic.
It is, really. Good-looking yard.
Yes.
Another lefty versus lefty matchup we have here. So if you are Mount St. Joe, would you have thought of stacking right-handed hitters against it? Does it not matter?
To me, like, who are my best bats? That's who I'm going with. Doesn't matter what side of the plate they're on. I need the guys to give me the best chance to score runs.
That's 4 strikeouts now for Brady Strawmeyer.
Yeah, both these guys are dealing pretty well. The game's moving right along.
That's usually the kiss of death, but I see what you're saying. Headed left field, Cade Klein draws a beat. 2 outs.
There was the first pitch swing. The first couple of guys really went first pitch swing, and then we got to the bottom of the order. They started to take some pitches, but then Brandcamp is like, nope, if it's close, I'm hacking.
Absolutely. Back to the top of the order, Anton Mir, who singled to center field, 4 for 10 in this tournament. Brady Strawmeyer just looks so comfortable up there.
Very composed for a freshman. Tall, lanky kid. That arm slot's really tough on the left-handed hitters, and he's just hitting the mitt, finding the plate.
Last year pitching for HSE, Hamilton Southeastern, now here.
Yeah.
Down the left field line, and fair ball. Out to the 330 sign. Mir, second hit of the game, stand-up double.
Well, Mir's got his number.
Yeah, he's got a good-looking bat. He's now 5 for 11, hitting .455 in the regional. Represents the go-ahead run with 2 outs. And another look at his solid swing.
Hey, he's halfway to a natural cycle.
Yeah. Up to Jake Lawson to try and bring him home. Lawson. And up and over, ground rule double, and the Lions are going to strike first 1-0. Jake Lawson, 5th run batted in, and all this after 2 outs. Back-to-back 2-base hits.
Top of the order, that's why they hit there. Mere second pitch, I believe, double. Lawson first pitch. Ground rule double. If that hits and kicks off the fence, he might be at third.
Yeah.
We'll see if Harrison, who struck out the end of the first, or struck out the second out in the first.
Well, you mentioned the top of the order, already 3 for 3 and a sacrifice. And Lawson nearly beat out the sacrifice for a hit. Andrews 2 for 10 in the regional. Lions get the first bite in this game, leading 1-0. And a couple of 4 RBI games this year, did Andrew?
I caught what you said there. First bite. I caught that.
Wasn't even a pun intended.
Oh, go.
But there's plenty of ball and time
for
left.
it. Take credit for it.
Andrew out of Lebanon, Ohio. Stands 5'10", 215. Two balls and a strike.
You know, if you're Strohmeyer, you're fine. It's 1 run. You're around the plate. 2 good swings by the top of the order. Just get this out, get in the dugout, and you'll be all right.
Yeah. Up in the air on the infield. Inning over. All the scoring, the only scoring of the game after 2 outs. It's 1-0 Lions. Bottom of the order for the Engineers in the third.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We invite you to get up-to-date scores and much more. Check out our daily sports page on IndianaSRN.org. Sean Kuhl, Jim Barber. First of 2 for us as a team here, and we've got 1 against 2 later tonight. Hanover against Transy.
Looking forward to that one, but we got a good one going right now.
Yeah. By the way, this broadcast, a copyright production of IndianaSRN in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and a use of audio video. The express written permission of IndianaSRN and the HCAC is prohibited. Nason Rasmussen will lead off. 3 hits in the game for the Engineers, but Colton Brown was caught in a rundown, which effectively ended a rally in the second.
He's got the high stirrups going.
Yeah, he does. You like the look? I do.
I don't mind it. I'm more of a Martin look if I'm going to wear the high pants with the solid colors.
Fair enough. Mason hails from Lake Barrington, Illinois. He's a chemical engineer major. And on 4 pitches, he's aboard. Second time in the game that the Engineers have put the leadoff man on board.
I always feel so inadequate intellectually when we call Rose-Hulman game, because you're talking all the majors, chemical engineering, all these engineerings, and I'm like, okay.
It's fun when you put the bios down to find a chemical or a computer science major. Or,
yes.
Or maybe somebody teaching.
Oh.
Past the first baseman. Runners at first and second, nobody out, as Kay Klein reaches for the first time today.
I assume that's going to be an error.
It is indeed. So a tough play for Brennan Martin results in an error, and it's first and second. Rasmussen at second, Kay Klein at first, and nobody out.
I talk good about his socks, and I just need to stop talking about players. I'm jinxing them all over the place.
Peter Rogers at the plate, showing bunt and taking the first pitch outside. He grounded out third to first in the first.
Martin's definitely charging. Harrison's kind of shading in, hoping for a wheel play.
Down to third base. Only play will be first base. Nicely done, and now in a scoring position goes Rasmussen and Kate Klein with one out.
Got what they wanted there, the sacrifice. Now it's up to Couillard-Rodak. He did single in the first. If you're Richter, are you thinking strikeout right here?
Yeah, and it's interesting to watch the infield. You're almost conceding a tying run because A, it's early, and B, you don't want any floodgates to open up here. Strike taken.
Yeah, I think this up behind the dish, he likes the high strike.
And that's something players all have to get used to as the game progresses. Kohler is now 4 for 8 in the regional with an RBI chance here. Little bleeder to right field, and it's going to drop. It'll score one. It'll be station-to-station baseball, but Rodak comes through and the game is tied.
Well, I think if you added up the exit velo on both his hits, it may not reach 100.
No.
But he's 2 for 2.
Point. And now runners at first and third for Connor O'Connell.
And boy, what an effort by Lawson. He almost got to that baseball. Now you want the hard ground ball to the middle infield, roll it over, get in the dugout.
If he had made that catch, that would have been a Sports Center highlight.
Oh, yeah.
Chance now for the Engineers to go ahead, and that one's stopped by Gutzweiler to make sure it doesn't go back. Where the backstop is about a half a mile away, which benefits certainly a pass ball or wild pitch here.
It does, but if it's moving pretty quick.
Ricochet?
Big time off that concrete backstop.
Difficulty, I think, so far for Sean, for Derek in this inning is getting behind.
Yes. Because now he's sitting one pitch in one zone to try and rip it. If he doesn't get it, okay, I'm still ahead in the count 2-1.
Fooled him on the off speed to even the count 2-2.
He did. Yeah, boy, the brain locked up there when you're expecting one, you get another. Yeah. It's a good pitch.
It's almost not fair. His out pitch is the change or the curve. Let's see what he comes with as he is at 2-1, and he will chase back. Rodak to first base, who's already 2 for 2 and now 5 for 9 in his third game of the regional. Game tied at 1. Opportunity for the Engineers to go ahead. Now 3-1. What do you do with the runner at first base here, Sean?
I don't know. Let me see what my guy can do. He's the cleanup hitter for a reason. So let him swing the bat.
He will do exactly that, and the bases now are loaded.
That is not what you wanted.
Only one player has been retired in this inning. And that's going to call a conversation for the pitcher Richter and others.
And that was the sacrifice bunt.
Yeah.
Was the out. So bust boom. But you still have, I think one of the reasons why you didn't send him, if you get a strike and a throw out, then that takes a ton of pressure off of the pitcher. You just need one out. Here, though, you're still looking for that ground ball.
Sure.
Get the double play, get out of the inning. Infielders knew, I think one of the reasons they did meet was to say, hey, hard ground ball, let's try and turn it over. If not, come home and try and get that run.
Double play position right now are short and second. Kevin Schaff, Jake Lawson. Bases loaded with one out. Fastball strike.
They had some kind of weird chant going on over there in the Rose-Hulman dugout. Looked like the Vikings Skol chant. It was bizarre.
Really?
Yeah, they all had their hands above their heads, clapping.
Nothing in 2. It's become a money pitch now, that curve for Richter. Can he get out of trouble here?
Well, I like to say the safety was on that one because he couldn't pull the trigger.
No.
The hitter couldn't. It just had him all verklempt. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use.
I know what you're saying, though. 0-2 pitch, and then he comes back with a fastball. And his catcher, Gutzweiler, raises his hand in exclamation there. 2 outs.
That is a huge out.
Not out of the fire yet.
No.
Colton Brown with the bases loaded. Had a single, then cut down on the bases in the 2nd. Headed to center field. It's going to score at least 1. It'll score 2. Colton Brown comes through, 2nd hit of the game, and the Fighting Engineers lead 3-1.
Boy, first pitch swinging, and people talk about seeing eye base hits. There is no other spot he could hit that hit, I think, to get it through, to get it past Richter and between the middle infielders. I mean, just absolutely perfectly placed.
So the Engineers have answered the run by Mount St. Joe in the 3rd with 3 of their own. Jonathan Auger at the plate.
Richter is almost at 50 pitches. He's got 47 here in the 3rd.
Ooh. And this has been a lengthy inning for Derek. He had a couple of strikeouts in the 2nd. Had allowed 3 hits prior to this inning. Now 2 more hits and an error has certainly complicated things a bit. Back to first. And out. Good throw by Gutzweiler. Brennan Martin apply the tag. Engineers get 3, though, in the 3rd, and after 3, 3-1, Rose-Hulman. Well, Colton Brown's had a tough day on the bases, but this did follow a 2-run hit by him. Second time he has been thrown out on the bases, and yet it is his 2 RBI single. That's the difference in our game.
Yikes. He's got to beware if he gets on again. He may see the pinch runner coming in from the dugout.
Gutzweiler's got a gun on him, doesn't he?
Oh, man. I like him behind the plate. You know, growing up, my older brother and myself both played catchers, so I always loved watching the catchers, and Gutzweiler's been really good so far.
Yeah. Top of the 4th. Let's see what the Lions can respond with the middle of the order. And Ethan Mason, Jordan Harley, and Jackson Gutzweiler on a first pitch down to the left field line for a hit for Mason. He's 1 for 2. It's a good start for the Lions here in the 4th.
That is definitely a good start. And again, first pitch swinging.
Well, Mount St. Joseph has not been cheated at the plate in these games.
They have not.
They have produced 19 runs, and this is far from over as Jordan Harley steps in.
He came real close to committing there. Harley looked uncomfortable in his first at-bat and struck out, so.
Out of Batavia, Ohio. 6'1", 175 sophomore, and he lets that go by. To even the count, 1-1. 3-5-0 for the Engineers, and for the Lions, 1-4-1, and an error that resulted in 3 unearned runs in the Rose-Hulman 3rd.
I didn't think he was actually going to bunt, but I like the thought of putting that in their minds. So maybe an opposite field past the third baseman who's drawn in could help them.
Interesting strategy for a 5-hitter, certainly.
Yeah.
On the 1-2, out on strikes. And for Brady Strawmeyer, strikeout number 5. Just blows it past people when he needs to get a punch out, doesn't he?
Harley's like, I really don't want to face this guy anymore.
Jackson Gutzweiler is 0 for 3. We count the game with Anderson in this one. We're in the top of the fourth with the Lions trailing the Engineers 3-1. The winner advances, the loser is ending its season. Ball and a strike.
See if Gutzweiler can make some plays on the offensive end like he has on the defensive end so far tonight.
Lamont St. Joseph, Kyle Kittle coaching at third, Jason Miller at first. Count a ball and 2 strikes.
Okay, if you're Strawmeyer, I would assume you're going to try maybe an off-speed pitch here to Gutzweiler. Try and get him to go fishing.
Well, he has struck out at least one in every inning so far. Headed to right field and hit well. And the ball is carrying. And up and over the fence for a ground rule double.
Oh, that's big because now Mason can't score on that play.
Yeah. And yeah, now the tying runs are in scoring position.
Yeah, that did carry quite a bit. It seems like the ball's carrying quite a bit more than it has earlier in the day.
Yeah, you're watching right fielder Mark Cernak go back and back and back, and finally realized he wouldn't be able to hop the fence anyway. So now a scoring opportunity for Kevin Schaff here in the fourth for Mount St. Joseph.
Oh.
And making the appropriate duck was Ethan Mason.
That's not a fun position to be in.
No, it's not.
Hey, take a good lead here at third base while this guy's going to hit a line drive right at you.
You know, coaches have had to be careful over the years. We've had some horrible fatalities with minor league coaches over the years.
I love that they make them wear helmets.
I agree. It's like the netting at a ballpark. It's been long in coming, but it's there. Scoring opportunity right now for the Lions. A chance to tie the game. They'll need a hit to do it.
I feel like the outfielders are playing shallow. Maybe if they get a fly ball there, they may take a shot at Mason at the plate.
Kevin Schaff is 2 for 9 in this tournament. Struck out back in the second. Out on strikes again. 2 outs in the Lions' fourth.
It's a big K right there.
6 in the game now for Brady Strawmeyer.
Now's Martin's chance to make up for that error.
He's had a great hitting clinic so far, 5 of 10 in the regional. It's a small sample, I suppose, but nonetheless, he's had a couple of 2-base hits and has scored 3 times. They were playing Abdika at the second base spot. That one gets away. Runner going to try to score and will score. Take him any way you can get him as Ethan Mason comes home. And that cuts the lead to 3-2.
I wonder if that's going to be a wild pitch or a pass ball. Wild pitch it is.
And that allows Jackson Gutzweiler now all the way to third base, representing the tying run. And still, Brady Strawmeyer gets a punch out, struck out the side in the fourth. After 3.5, it's gotten a little tighter, 3-2 in favor of the Fightin' Engineers.
Well, I knew I wanted to go to a smaller school because my high school was a small high school, and I really valued good connections with teachers where you can get the help that you need, and I didn't want to be overwhelmed in a class setting. My name's Eloise. I'm from Chicago. I went to North Shore Country Day School, and then I took a gap year, so then I'll be going to Earlham this fall. I honestly didn't expect to be in the Midwest or to be in Earlham, but it ended up being the right choice for me when it came down to it. The big event that sold me pretty much on Earlham was meeting the professors and getting to talk with them and like realizing that like, because I'm really interested in animal behavior, animal research and things like that. And for me, it was always hard to make sure that that was something I would be able to find in college, but I was able to talk to professors who had the same interests as me, and I knew I would be able to pursue a lot of my interests here and do research projects with professors who are passionate about the same things. I think just generally like one of the other things that stuck out to me was like the community that Earlham has, and I gotten a bit of an insight on that just because my English teacher in high school is an alum of Earlham, and so she was able to tell me about like what kind of community it is and how like even returning years later, her professor like recognized her.
Passion of Care is dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Nice to have you along wherever you're watching today. Good competitive elimination game. Rose-Hulman leading 3-2. First pitch deep to left field, but will stay in the yard. Jordan Harley hauls it in. Matt Brandcap is retired. Jonathan Auger is retired by the left fielder Jordan Harley, and there's one out.
What, when Auger hit that, it got up quick, and I thought, uh-oh, but it just kind of kept going up instead of.
Is there a jet stream here or something
yeah,
like
I don't know.
Great American Ballpark, maybe? Another one up in the air. That is sky toward left field. There are four converging on this. It'll be the center fielder, Matt Brandcap, who hauls it in. So, what, 2 pitches, 2 outs? It's quick.
Can't beat that. Of course, if you're in a Braves-Cardinals playoff game, that would have been called infield fly. Harken back to some older memories there.
You have quite a memory, to say the least.
The baseball just sticks in my head.
Mason Rasmussen at the plate. Since you're a big-time Cubs fan, having a pretty solid year so far.
So far, can't complain. Can't complain with all the injuries and stuff, and they're still hanging in there.
Took out the Brewers a couple of times in Wrigley Field, and
that's always nice.
Crowds have been amazing. 40,000?
Oh, yeah.
For a May game?
Fantastic.
Wow.
Well, I think Brewers Council
that's
for
true.
the Cubs now.
Count is 2 balls and a strike. Rasmussen ready to turn the lineup back to Cade Klein if he is able to get on board. Neither team has been retired in order yet.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, first time around goes Brendan Martin to Derek Richter, who settles down nicely. After 4, it remains 3-2.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Mount St. Joseph ready to flip the lineup over as we start the 5th with the bottom of the order. Trailing in this game 3-2, and it's a winner-go-home game for both of these teams as Brady Strohmeyer approaches his 5th inning. He struck out the side in the 4th. He struck out 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 2nd, and 1 in the 1st. That's 7 so far in this game, Sean.
Sorry, I'm giggling because Keith just came behind us with a big old plate of food.
It's not fair, is it?
Food's here. Food's here. Keith is there.
I'd be joining him if I had a chance. Don't forget, roughly around 7:30 tonight or a little bit later, pending the conclusion of this one and 45 minutes added to that, Number 1 against number 2. Good leadoff hit to left field by Matt Brandcap, and now he flips the lineup back to Anton Mir, who's had a really strong day at the plate, 2 for 2.
Yeah, getting somebody on before Mir is huge.
Yes. Mir has 5 hits in 3 games, 11 at bats. He has scored 3 runs. Showing bunt, drawing back. Think he'll sacrifice here.
I was going to say,
the way
come on, Coach. The way he's swinging the bat, you're going to bunt him? Let him swing.
Kyle Kittles, the third base coach. Jeff Newman, the head coach, is in the dugout. 1-0 pitch, opposite way, and into right field.
Oh, how about that?
In the meantime, Brandcamp slipped and came back. Tough play for Connor O'Connell. See how they score it, but appears to be a base hit.
Yeah, Brandcamp was going to make it to third, but the turf monster got him, and he had to get back to second. So that's a break for Rose-Hulman. Can Strommeyer take advantage of it here? 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, facing a dangerous Jake Lawson, who is 4 for 10. He's showing bunt. All the runners are moving. Only play first base, and it's an overthrow. Going to score at least 1, and it's going to score 2. In the meantime, Lawson, who bunted all the way over to third, and the Lions have the lead 4-3.
Wow.
A conservative start to this game, and suddenly things are starting to explode on both sides.
We mentioned it in the previous game. Sometimes when there are plays like this, you just got to put it in your back pocket, because trying to make that close play, you're doing things you're not normally used to doing, and that's what happens. You throw it down into the right field corner, and 2 runs score.
So you think in that case that Brady should have just held up?
Yeah, I think when he turns around, because he had to run so far to get it, just eat it and live to face another batter.
Yeah. For the record, Jake Lawson gets credit with a sacrifice. His second of the game, and the error allows 2 runs to score. 4-3 in favor of the Lions. And the way things have been happening over the last 3 innings, this is going to get even more entertaining, I think.
Oh, yes, it will.
Man at third, nobody out for Andrew Harrison, 0 for 2. Brady Strommeyer has struck out 7, walked nobody. Punch out is in order here. We'll do the 1-2 again with a runner at third and nobody out, and Mount St. Joseph ahead 4-3. Strikeout number 8 for Brady Strommeyer, the freshman. Much needed.
That was a big, big strikeout. He's a bulldog. He is not, even after what happened, doesn't seem phased on the mound.
His infield is in, trying to cut down the runner at third base. It's a bit ironic, don't you think, that the error committed by Strommeyer does not count in his earned run average.
That is interesting, yes.
Opposite field swinging and lining foul. Got a lot of good hitters up here go the opposite way. And that keeps, in particular in this game, the right fielder quite busy. Ethan Mason 1 for 2, runs scored, 4 for 12 in 3 games for Mount St. Joseph. Trying to add to a 4-3 lead.
Good pitch. There is a bit of a gap in left center field. Klein's playing him straight up, but Brown shaded to the right field side.
Yep. Good stop by Mason Rasmussen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The runner at third off the successful bunt is Jake Lawson. 3 and 2. Just heat right there.
Yeah. Do we have a scorebook moniker for Little League triple for Lawson?
That's what it would be scored, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
3-2 pitch towards short. Runner's going to come home. So give credit and an RBI to Ethan Mason. And I'm sure if Peter Rogers had come up cleanly with that, they would have had a chance at home plate.
Oh, I'm sure he is just beside himself walking back to his position at short, knowing he had him at home plate if he could have picked that clean, but just bounced off the heel of his glove, but he got the out at first.
Which makes it now 5-3 in a 3-run fifth inning for Mount St. Joseph. Certainly no error on the play because an out was recorded. But an RBI for Ethan Mason, his second of the tournament. Nobody on base with 2 outs for Jordan Harley, who has been unable to solve. Brady Strohmeyer so far striking out a couple of times.
Do you remember the All-Star game in Baltimore where John Kruk faced Randy Johnson?
I do.
I kind of feel like that's what this is right here.
Kruk has such a great sense of humor, too, about it, you know. The big unit who pitched in Indianapolis for a little while.
Yeah, he did.
As a minor leaguer many years ago.
Now, Strohmeyer didn't sail one over Harley's head, but still.
No. You know, Randy, now when you see interviews, he actually smiles. I think he's enjoying his retirement.
And he is a world-class photographer.
Yes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Third base, couple of hops. Inning over. Jonathan Algan with the assist, but the Lions strike with 3 and halfway home, they have a 2-run lead.
The number one reason that I love teaching at Manchester, it has to be the people. And I know that probably a lot of us give that same answer. But for me, it has become even more personal. I get to not only teach, which I absolutely love, and I get to work with future educators and other people in the educational field, but I also get to establish those long-term relationships with them that just feed a part of my soul that I can't imagine having filled by anything else.
There's also so many opportunities at Manchester to collaborate with great faculty. We can collaborate on teaching, we can collaborate on research, and we can collaborate on service. I am thrilled to be at Manchester because I chair the President's Diversity and Inclusion Council, and we have been working tirelessly to make Manchester a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive place.
One of the things I love about being at Manchester is the variety of things that we get to do. Going on Jan term trips with students is probably one of my favorite things to do. So we usually take trips to France, Hawaii, and Disney World, actually, and teach there. Each place we go, we teach something a little different. And
top of the order for the Engineers in the bottom of the 5th. Oh, by the way, Jake Lawson was credited not with a sacrifice, but a bunt single. But the 2-run score still unearned. This one toward the first baseman, Brennan Martin, who tosses over to Derek Richter, 1 out in the Rose-Hulman 5th. That combination of pitcher to first base has worked pretty nicely the last couple of at-bats.
Yeah, Martin made sure to get down on that one after the at-bat. Actually, I believe it was Klein again in the 3rd where it hit off his glove and he was unable to get him out.
Derek Richter actually retired the side in the previous inning for the only time today that's happened. Well, should take that back. That actually happened in the Mount St. Joseph second. 5-8-1 for the visiting Lions. 3-5-1 for the home side. Rose-Hulman fighting Engineers. Peter Rogers hit .323 last year. That was his best hitting average. Right now he draws the second walk of the regional. So a man aboard. Tying run comes to the plate. Colton Couillard-Rodak to the plate. He is already 2 for 2 with an RBI.
2 for 2, 2 little flares. But hey, they say single in the box score.
Yeah, they have all the exit numbers on home runs, and I think that in fairness, somebody gets a couple of seeing eye hits should also have the numbers on that if we have an analytics game. A lot of pitches from both pitchers in the last 3 innings, which prior to the third was scoreless.
We're at 60 pitches for Richter.
Swing and a miss, ball and 2 strikes.
It's interesting they're shading him to the right field side on the infield. And Harrison was playing even with the bag, but now with 2 strikes, he's back in normal depth. Big gap where the shortstop is.
Yeah, indeed. Stroke toward right field. Drops in for a base hit. Would have been a fielder's choice on the throw from Anton Mir in the second base. Instead, a hit for Coulter, his 3rd of the game.
I love those plays where a guy hits one far into the outfield and there's almost a force at second base.
Yeah. I stopped calling these base hits, by the way, when it's bang, bang like that. And that was close.
That was very close. He was right there, though. The umpire was. He saw it.
Yep. Connor O'Connell with a chance. He's reached twice today on a hit and a walk. The tying run's aboard. Well, if you just joined us after the second inning, the first 2 innings were pretty docile.
Yeah.
Not so in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 1 out in the inning.
You know, this game's like an older car. It just took a bit to warm up.
It's an interesting analogy.
Yeah, you know, it just took a minute. All right, we're good and warm now. Let's go.
Rodak running at second, Rogers at first. And that is going to go as a pass ball. Rogers scampers to third. Rodak holds at first, but scoring opportunity now for the Engineers.
What's important there, I believe, is that CCR did not advance to second, so the double play is still intact for MSJ.
And they will defend it accordingly. Not trying to cut down what would be the potential 4th run. Derek Richter behind on the count, 2 balls and a strike. Now 3-1.
And watching, too, Couillard-Rodak is not getting the biggest lead off of first base. So if it's a decent hit ground ball to the middle of the infield, they should be able to turn 2.
On the 3-1 pitch, the change, full count.
When did that start? I mean, back in our day, 3-1, it was fastball all the time.
And it's become a money pitch for Richter, but he's got another big one coming here on 3-2. Runner goes, headed to center field. Runner's going to have to come back. Throw over to first. He is safe, and in the meantime, alertly, Peter Rogers scores, and it's a 5-4 game. Sacrifice fly for Connor O'Connell. He still has a perfect day. Well, Rodak was astute enough to get back to first.
Yes.
Because had he been doubled up, that would have killed this rally. Now it is 5-4.
I like the fact that they sent him on the 3-2 pitch. But that's such a tough play for Brandcamp, because he's like, you know, I've got a shot at the guy at first, probably don't have a shot at home.
Right.
So I've got to throw it to first and hope I get lucky and get him and the run doesn't count. But sadly, that did not happen.
Yeah, almost did.
It was a good play.
Sure. Tying run out first in a one-run game. Strike called.
Well, he has such confidence in his off-speed pitches.
Oh, he is. Headed over center field and caught. Camp got a jump on it, made the catch. The Engineers get one, and after 5-4, Mount St. Joseph.
So I started working on Babcock Ranch 16 years ago. We designed a sustainable community that is also storm resilient, and also it has a ton of flood control associated with it. It has 75 megawatt solar facilities on site, which will cover the entire 18,000 acre community. In September of 2022, we had Hurricane Ian. We had 150 miles an hour sustained winds for about 10 hours and 21 inches of rain. Babcock really had little to no damage at all. We were the only place in a 2-county area that had any electric or any available drinking water that did not need to be boiled. And Rose really prepares you to go out, think outside the box, and problem solve. And I think for any major at Rose-Hulman, that's what you're getting. You have the ability to go out and create something new and innovate and change the way that we live as humans today.
Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Thanks to them, without them, we don't play. Sportsmanship, everybody's job. Jackson Gutzweiler leads off. The Lions 6th. Their umpires again today. Tim Wesley at home plate. Aaron Racklow at first. Bob Racklow second. Dave Blanchard at third. And the father-son combination. All four umpires very pleasant to chat with prior to the game. To right field, opposite field, dropping down the line near the 330 sign. Gutzweiler around first into second with a stand-up double. His second of the game, both opposite field.
We were talking about Strawmeyer as he comes in, 73 pitches to start this inning. But then looking down, you can see it looks like it is Zacchaeus Carr starting to warm up in the bullpen. And then you got the Gutzweiler with the double down the right field line. So things starting to get interesting here on the pitching side for Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, the 9th hit of the game against Brady Strawmeyer. Bunt. Front of home plate, only play at first, save! Kevin Schaap beats it out, first hit of the game for him. Now they're at the corner, so nobody out for the Lions in the 6th.
And out comes Rose-Hulman's coach. I wonder if he thinks I thought he was asking about if it hit foul at the plate.
Sure. Chatting with the first base umpire, Aaron Racklow, on this. Conversation is short. So first and third now for the Lions. Nobody out, trying to get that run back that they gave up in the 5th.
Seemed like Rasmussen was maybe a little off balance and couldn't quite get everything behind that throw, which allowed him to beat it out, Schaap to beat it out. But here is Martin, who has struck out twice.
10 hits now in the game for Mount St. Joseph. And a 5-4 lead. Infield at double play depth. And I don't think you could blame him either, because this game has had so many twists and turns to it that you don't want this inning to explode if everybody is in tight.
I think you'd be happy with the double play ground ball right here.
Sure. Happier with a strikeout, of course, but
Yes.
nonetheless.
A strikeout and then a double play
Yes.
ground ball would be the best scenario for them.
And yet, Brady is behind, 2 balls, no strikes. A long look at first. 2-0 swinging. Is going to score a run. Nice piece of hitting by Brennan Martin. Gets credit for an RBI. And Mount St. Joseph back up by 2 as Jackson Gutweiler scores for the first time today.
Just off his fist, a little bleeder, and wasn't hit hard enough to try and get 2, so he gets the RBI and the run scored.
What's the old line? Looks like a line driving a scorebook or something like that.
It's a line driving the box score.
Mm-hmm. Matt Brandkamp to the plate, 1 for 2, has scored a run. About to send it back to the top of the order, which has been murder today on Brady Strawmeyer.
Yeah, I think that's why Carr is up in the bullpen.
We haven't gotten there yet, Sean, but the top of the order is 5 of 5, 3 runs scored, and a sacrifice. That's
Mirren Lawson. Yeah,
great piece of hitting.
Sounds like a law firm.
Yeah, it does. Ball and 2 strikes.
But I can't help but think what a learning experience this is for Brady Strawmeyer as a freshman, to be pitching in an elimination game and all these different things going on, and then going to watch to see how he matures in these years coming up.
And again, if you're just joining us, he will play some minor league baseball in this ballpark for the Jackrabbits in a matter of a couple of weeks, I believe. 2-2 with a runner at second and 1 out. 6-4 Lions.
He's got good stuff.
He has not walked anybody yet.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Important 3-2 pitch. That is his first walk.
That was close.
And here comes the top of the order, which has been like murderer's row against him.
And here comes. Yep, they're going to make the move.
So Adam Rosen will make a change. And frustrating is pitcher Brady, but he will get a very supportive handshake and hug as he heads to the bench. Come back, we'll tell you about the new pitcher in a moment. Zacchaeus Carr is a new pitcher. Let's talk about his delivery and windup here.
That is an interesting look. I've not quite seen one like that, but it's got to be deceptive to the hitters. Kind of leans back when he first starts his windup. But he's got a 5.19 ERA on the year, Jim. And he's only started 1 game, so he's got 10 relief appearances. Hitting .284 off of him. 16 strikeouts, 11 walks in 17.1 innings.
Zacchaeus is a biomed engineer, stands 6'2", 205, junior. Right-handed thrower, and he's facing Anton Mir, who's 3 for 3, and potentially Jake Lawson, who is 2 for 2.
The daily double.
Yeah, and in the meantime, runners at first and second. With the Lions, who have scored 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth, are threatening to get more in the sixth. Game is slow to a crawl.
Nice term.
No pun again intended, but I would start writing these things down if we're going to keep working together.
Did you recognize daily double? Do you remember the daily double?
Oh, yeah. Denier and Sandberg, right?
That is right, yeah.
Oh, yes. Kind of miss those Cubs days in '84.
I loved Bobby Dernier.
Yeah. Still a lot of people heartbroken over 40 years ago and losing a series to the Padres.
I was a junior in high school.
Ball and a strike here. 2 aboard for Carr, trying to save the inning for Brady Strohmeyer.
And all of a sudden, the sun decided to show up.
Yeah. Complete sunshine right now. Won't be dark for another 2.5 hours. Headed to center field. Base hit. Let's see if they send the runner around. They will now. Misplaced ball in center field. 7-4 in favor of the Lions. And Anton Mir is now 4 of 4.
My goodness.
7 of 13 in the tournament.
That
what a
was,
leadoff hitter, huh?
That was a Ric Flair special right there.
It was.
I mean, just right over CCR's head. And then Brown had a little bit of difficulty with it. No rest for the weary here with Lawson either.
Yeah, runners at first and second now. Well, the Lions scored 11 in their very first game, 7 in their second. They have already played at 7 here in their third game. And an offensive machine. Off the change, a ball and a strike.
That makes me curious.
Fought that one off. Ball and 2 strikes. Approaching the 6 o'clock hour in the Eastern Time Zone. 5 if you're watching up towards Chicago or Evansville. 4 o'clock in the mountain, and out west some of our viewers. It's just 3 o'clock in the middle of the afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Is that a protect swing there, or didn't mean to swing?
I think the pitch kind of caught him off guard. Didn't want to attempt at it, but it kind of busted him in and went off the bat. Mount St. Joseph 5th in the league in hitting at .299.
Yeah, showing it certainly in this tournament. Well, the championship for the Heartland Collegiate Conference. Swing and a miss. Important strikeout for Carr. Not out of trouble yet. It's trouble he inherited, and that means it's the first time Lawson has been retired. Here's Andrew Harrison 0 for 3. Latter part of the order for Coach Adam Rosen in the Rose-Hulman 6th. Off the change, hit the left field and deep. Will it stay in? Caught! Cade Klein with a big-time play in left field. Lions get 2, but it remains 7-4 at the end of 5.5. And what a play by the left fielder.
An active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys, look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Are you ready
to climb higher?
At Mount St. Joseph University, we think you are. With new state-of-the-art facilities, expert coaches and mentors, our top-ranked teams will provide the perfect challenge to test your skills.
But it's not just about winning.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself.
That's what we're all about.
Here at the Mount.
Beautiful Mount St. Joseph out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Leading this elimination game 7-4 as we go to the bottom of the sixth. And bunting for a hit, Colton Brown will have to come back and try again. What a catch by Kate Klein, who did not give up on the fly ball moments ago. May loom big here in this game.
Oh, yeah, Harrison thought it was gone, and so did a lot of people on the sidelines. But look at this play. Oh, I don't think it would have got out. But, boy, that's a huge catch.
Near the 348 sign, just to the, what would be the left of it. So it's Colton Brown, Jonathan Auger, Mark Cernak in the sixth for the Engineers. Find themselves with the biggest deficit at 7-4. Derek Richter, his sixth inning of work. Headed to short, Kevin Schaff.
Oh!
How about that? What appeared to be routine results in Brown reaching first base.
That is error number 2 on Martin on the evening.
And now, off the overthrow, an advancement to second.
That was right there.
Yeah, tough play there. And now Colton Brown into scoring position. Second error of the game for the Lions. Coaches and skippers always warn their team about give back innings.
Yes.
Get some runs, don't give them back. Auger with a chance here, 0 for 2 and 1 for 9 in the tournament.
The corner infielders are playing in. But it almost looked like one of those plays where, you know, like where the webbing breaks in your glove.
Sure.
That's what that looked like.
I mean, how many times does a first baseman make that play? Probably without any kind of notice to what he's doing.
Yeah, the tough ones are usually the ones that are in the dirt where you have to pick it, but that was like right there.
Yeah. 2 strikes, no balls on Jonathan. And again on base for the first time today. Headed to right field, he'll do exactly that. Run around third, will be given the stop sign. And here come the Engineers. We would expect nothing less in this kind of game.
We would not, and they were playing, the outfield was playing in, so Mir got to that really quickly. And good stop there at third. So you still have, you got no outs, no reason to try and rush anything.
Exactly. Mark Cernak had a good year defensively and not having made any errors this year after having 8 the previous year as a freshman. Left center field hit well, diving catch, no! Gonna drop in. Brant Camp gave it all he had. It's gonna be a stand-up double. And the Engineers draw within 2 at 7-5.
I want to talk about the play Oliger made. He knew it was going to be a tough catch, so he was 3/4 of the way to second base.
Yes.
And once it hit the turf, easily got to third, which allowed Cernak to get into second base, and we may see our second pitching change of the game.
Now the tying runners are on base with nobody out. It's been a highly entertaining 6th inning.
Brendan Hostler warming up in the bullpen for Mount St. Joseph. Richter's only at 79 pitches on the evening.
Head coach for the Lions is Jeff Newman. Jason Kammer, bench coach Jason Miller, Kyle Kittle. Now home plate umpire Tim Wesley will try to break it up, indicating we got a long night ahead of us, fellas,
Yeah.
so let's move it along. Second and third, nobody out. How many times is this game going to be tied or a lead changed? Reminds you a little bit of the Mount St. Joe Anderson game, which went 11-10, and it was a 3-run ninth that won it.
Well, if you're a fan, you're getting your entertainment here.
Indeed. Base hit could tie this game. Kay Klein, who made that super catch in left field, standing by to hit next. 7-5 Mount St. Joseph, but here come the Engineers. Right center field. It's a gapper. It's going to tie the game. Rasmussen. A stand-up double, 7-7.
My.
All from the bottom of the order, Sherman.
Yeah. And it all started with what? That error at first base.
Yes, sir. Great piece of hitting by Rasmussen. Third hit of the tournament. None bigger than that one.
Although a great job by Mir getting to that ball quickly and holding. I thought it was going to be a triple.
Sure.
But Mir got it in quickly and held Rasmussen to just a double.
Kay Klein at the plate. Go-ahead run at second. So after a scoreless start to this game, Mount St. Joseph went ahead 1-0 in the third. Rose-Hulman countered with 3. Then it was 1 for the Lions in the fourth. 3 more in the fifth to make it 5-3 Mount St. Joseph. Rose-Hulman made it 5-4. Then 2 in the sixth for the Lions, 7-4, and now a tie. And a chance to go ahead.
Like they say, we're right back where we started.
Yeah, absolutely.
All square.
And we have had 14 runs in this game, 20 hits, 3 errors, and a partridge in a pear tree, the way it's been happening here. It's a fun game to call. Hardly close to being over.
Yeah, we may need to be on SID watch up here. The way this is going.
1-1 pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Gutzweiler. Yeah, I think if you're Hanover and Transy standing by, you might want to go back to the hotel and give us a call, fellas, when we get to the 8th or 9th. It may be a while. Scheduled to start in the neighborhood of 7:30, 7:45, but we're just in the 6th right now in a tie game. Headed to center field, caught. Brent Camp got a good beat on it, and back to second base goes to Rasmussen. Kay Klein hit it well, 1 out in the 6th. And 4 well-hit balls to the outfield in this inning.
Yeah, they really have been. And I gotta imagine they're just waiting for their relief pitcher to get warmed up, as there's also action now in the Rose-Hulman bullpen again.
7-7. Toward center field, Brandkamp with the run. Another put out in the inning. Runner will advance to third, but now there are 2 outs in the Rose-Hulman 6th. Matt Brandkamp has been busy. There have been 4 balls hit in his direction in this inning. The previous inning, he had a couple of fly-out catches. A put out in the 4th. It's a lot for a center fielder.
Got to stay focused.
Oh, yes.
And all these balls have been line drives or fly balls to the outfield.
So Rodak, who has had a perfect day, 3 for 3, and the lead run at third base at the plate. First ball swinging toward left field this time, Jordan Harley. Harley had to move.
Harley.
Yeah, Engineers get 3, inning over after 6, 7-7.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We are pioneers.
We are the next generation of inventors, creators, teachers, and leaders.
We think critically,
work collaboratively,
always learning, growing, doing.
We care deeply about people and the planet.
Facing challenges together.
A place for the curious, the bold, and the go-getters.
At Transylvania University,
we pursue bold paths.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Fascinating.
Yes.
To the top of the 7th we go. A reminder, in the middle of the 7th, we will have the Hampton Inn trivia question. And you don't want to miss that. Sean Kroll and Jim Barber bringing you a very exciting elimination game here in the Heartland Collegiate Conference.
It might be who's going to win this game.
Yeah. Ethan Mason starting it off.
This windup reminds me of somebody, and it's driving me crazy that I can't think of who it is.
Is the high kick?
It's the lean back that's got me all.
I would say if you're an old timer, it's Juan Marichal.
There you
Giants.
go. Yes.
I don't know anybody else.
He had the bigger leg kick.
He did, which looks scary if you were a hitter. All those youngsters watching, listening out there, that was back in the 60s. Not the 1860s, but the 1960s. Great.
And I've only seen it from highlights.
Yeah, that's right. You are much more youthful. 4 pitches. Mason aboard. Go ahead, run in the 7th.
I wouldn't say much more, but I'm a tad bit younger.
Yes, you are. Here's Jordan Harley, who had to put out to end the 6th. He is 0 for 3 today, and after having a solid start, 5 for 13 now in the regional. All 14 runs have been scored in the last 4 innings.
They're playing small ball now to get runs across.
Yeah.
This game is off the rails.
5 left on, by the way, in this game for Mount St. Joseph, and 6 for Rose-Hulman.
Okay. Not bunting that time.
Our game roughly 2 hours old, and still a lot more to come, it appears. 0-2. Carr with a stretch and to the plate.
I feel like Harley is getting more comfortable. Well, he's plenty comfortable now that Strawmeyer's not in the game anymore.
Sure. Struck out twice against him.
Yeah. Got the little ground ball to third, made contact. No.
Yeah, almost hit him.
Coming way inside.
2-2. Later tonight, top seeded Hanover, number 2 seeded Transylvania. Oh, swung a 1 inside. And Harley out on strikes, 1 out in the Lions' 7th inning.
He has got to hope that MSJ comes through, because he does not want to end his season with at the very least 3 strikeout game.
You follow Major League Baseball as well as anybody I know. Aaron Judge struck out 4 times in a recent game. What is that called, by the way? There's a term for that.
Is that the golden sombrero?
Yes. Put it all in perspective, though, as Gutzweiler swings and misses. When people were booing him at Yankee Stadium, he says, "I've heard worse."
Well, the crazy part is that Harley's hitting nearly 400 on the year.
Yeah.
With an over that 1,000 OPS.
And 5 for 14 now in the tournament after starting out 500. Jackson Gutzweiler is 2 for 3, a couple of doubles, run scored. Go ahead run at first base, and here's the 2-1. Nice pitch by Carr.
can't forget about the 2 pickoffs at first base as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Gutzweiler's had a fantastic game.
Kept his team in the game for that matter. Headed to shortstop. Quick to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. As Peter Rogers able to fire it over there and cut down Ethan Mason. 2 outs.
Is it normal for the second base umpire to wait for the play to complete before he called him out?
I don't know.
Because I watched because it was close and I wasn't sure. He watched the play at first and then he came back and gave the out sign.
If we see Bob Racklow afterwards, we'll ask. Two outs now, man still at first base. Kevin Schaff had a bunt hit the last time up and scored. That was way back in the 6th inning, the previous inning. Down the left field line, fair ball. Running around second, ball in the corner, runner to third, and they're going to send him. They are. Bang, bang play coming at home plate. He is safe. In the meantime, runner down to third. He is safe. Kevin Schaff comes through with a 2-out double. And probably give him third on the throw to home plate. Nonetheless, a huge hit for the shortstop.
Wow, that was a close play.
It was. 8-7 now in favor of Mount St. Joseph.
Any way we can slow that down, Jerry? The wizard, the master.
There is no television replay to overrule, but the 4 gentlemen are meeting right now could have a change of heart.
Oh. Yeah, because, on those plays, as it's supposed to be, the home plate umpire shifts up to third base to make that call. They'll rotate. The first base umpire comes down to home. So the home plate umpire made that call at third base.
And without replay, they don't have to consult with New York here.
Yeah, that's good because we'd still be waiting for about 5 more minutes.
8-7 Lions have taken the lead again. Brandon Martin at the plate.
I assume that was a double with, the base on the throw. Okay.
He has an important insurance run right now. Yeah, third base and Kevin Schaff, who has reached twice now, and back-to-back hits.
Oh, yeah. If you're Carr and Rasmussen, you got to really concentrate to keep the ball in front of you at all times.
Yes. Good snap in the mitt there, but the fastball is low, 2-1. Don't forget about our Hampton Inn trivia question here in the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, off his foot.
Brandon Martin out of Cincinnati Elder. Great football power in the Queen City. They're capable of playing multiple spots. There's a really good tournament going. 4 runs batted in, 5 hits.
Whoa.
And decides not to chase that one, which was way out of the zone. Three balls, 2 strikes. Important pitch here for Carr.
Off-speed pitch allowed Martin to get out in front. Do you stick with the off-speed pitch again? We'll see.
Guarding the line at first base. That one headed into center field, and it will drop. 2-out hit by Brendan Martin. 9-7, Mount St. Joseph.
Went with the fastball and got it in that area where lefties love it, down and inside. He just stroked it out into center field.
So Adam Rosen with a short walk to home plate is going to make some changes. and likely will start with his pitcher. Carr inherited a tough spot in the previous inning. This inning has allowed a couple of runs. He leaves with his team down 9-7.
So it looks like O'Connell's moving to third base. So Oliger is the pitcher now?
Yep. Our throwing right-hander out of Dalton City, Illinois.
They know how to grow them over there.
They do. It's a record of 1-0, 5 saves. Jonathan, by the way, is the closer on this team. Good-looking fastball. Throws a lot of the slider as well. And they get the fastball up to 85 miles an hour.
And at first base now is Dalton Busboom.
So those are the changes right now.
So to recap, you have Oliger from third to pitcher, O'Connell from first to third, Busboom DH to first base. I think we got it. He got some giddy up on his fastball.
Yeah, he does. He'll be facing Matt Brandkamp with 2 outs in the inning and 2 already in. Lions have scored in each of the last 5 innings.
Well, the scoreboard's a dentist's dream, crooked things everywhere.
Yeah, and you get the impression there, we ain't done with that yet.
No.
I always love the old Wrigley Field with the colored number.
Yes.
Particularly when the home team is putting it up.
It's always better when it's on the bottom. Yeah, that is true.
That Brandkamp has flown to left, singled and scored with a hit to left and walked. First pitch swinging. We are ready to turn the lineup back to Anton Mayer to bat for the 5th time in this game shortly.
And he's the guy you want since he, hasn't been out yet.
Nope. 1 ball, 1 strike for the Engineers in the 7th, middle of the order. O'Connell, Busboom, and Brown.
Ooh, just missing.
In a game where I think it's safe to say no lead is safe.
No lies detected.
Yeah. That one up in the air to right field. That's it for the Lions, but they have regained the lead.
When we come back.
Yeah. Do we know what the trivia question is?
I got it.
Oh, sorry. You told me that.
We're good.
I'm not paying attention here.
Want to see if our baseball fans over here can.
Bottom of the 7th, 9-7 is our score. The Hampton Inn brings you our trivia question of the night. Sean, it is all yours.
Hampton Inn trivia question. Now, we are taking Pete Rose out of the equation.
Okay.
Because he's not eligible. All right.
Sure, it's somebody I know. Well, we all know anyway. Connor O'Connell will lead off, bottom of the 7th.
We have a new first baseman, I believe. 21 Clements.
Toward right field, ball is carrying and off the wall. O'Connell in the 2nd with a double.
Boy, for a second I thought that was gone.
Yeah. Anton Mayer had to negotiate the position he had over there, and O'Connell's on base for the 2nd time today.
I don't think the wall treated him very well either.
No, sir.
The answer to the trivia question?
Please.
Mark Grace.
Cubs.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Led the MLB in hits in the 90s.
Should he be in the Hall?
No. And he is my favorite player of all time.
Another pitching change for the Lions. Excuse me there. When we come back, we'll tell you all about Brendan Hosler in a moment. Well, you're getting your entertainment's worth in this one. 9-7, bottom of the 7th. Tying run at the plate. How many times have I said that today?
Yeah. Brendan Hosler on the mound, 4.0 ERA. 7 relief appearances. This is his 8th. .212 batting average against.
Yeah, that's strong. A couple of scoreless innings in this tournament so far. Toward right center field. That ball is carrying and dropping over the fence. RBI double for Busboom. 9-8. This game is taking on a life of its own. All you got to do is get one up in the air, I think.
Yeah, especially towards right field.
Yes, sir. Dalton with his first hit of the game, and now he's the tying run.
We had to make sure like we're not going to bust any light bulbs in the scoreboard.
24 hits in the game. Colton Brown at the plate. Already has singled in a couple. Huge lead at second base for O'Connell, or rather for Busboom. Everybody in the Engineers lineup has reached base. Everybody but 2. Oddly enough, the top 2 have had a hit.
Well, like you said, after the second inning, there's only been 1 scoreless half inning since.
That's off the chart. 2 balls and no strikes. It's an important at bat here. Brown represents, at this point, the go-ahead run if he reaches.
I'm not saying it's going to be a walk-off, but I'm going to predict that whoever wins is going to win it in the 9th.
It's got to happen. I mean, it's back and forth we go. Change. Ooh, misses 3-1.
I just can't see all this happening, then double zeros, or 0 in the 9th.
We have not had a complete scoreless inning since the 2nd. 3-1 pitch with a runner at second, nobody out. 3-2. Good pitch by Hosler.
Got up in his eyes, and boy, they got wide.
Yep.
Did Brown, he offered at it.
Colton Brown has reached base 3 times, twice with hits, and once on an error. Fights it off, 3-2. Well, sometime tonight we'll get to Hanover and Transy.
They're just waiting patiently,
Your guess is as good as ours. Again, an important 3-2 offering. Ball 4. Perfect day for Colton Brown in terms of reaching base. Now he's the go-ahead run.
Yeah, single error walk. Was that a walk or hit by pitch?
Well, I was going to ask you. I don't know if I saw anything from home plate umpire Tim Wesley, but
I heard it.
Yeah, either way, he has reached. First and second, nobody out. Auger showing bunt.
Maybe he can help himself get a win.
Sure. Coming on in relief, the closer for the Engineers. Again, showing bunt and taking a strike. We look down to Adam Rosen. Engineers find head coach who played infield and pitched at Maryville College in Maryville, Tennessee in his day.
Maryville. Oh, coming way in.
Back to the pitcher. Only play, first base.
I thought he had a chance at third, but that's the safe play. But I thought he had a chance at him at third.
And because he did not go to third, tying run now is at third, go ahead run at second.
Do you walk Serdnak to load him up so you have a chance at a double play?
Let's see if that's exactly what is in line for Hosler here. Trying to deal out of a very, very big jam.
No.
Strike one.
Man, Harrison is hugging that line down at third.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised.
Well, there's a big gap then between third and short.
Yeah.
As a result.
I'm surprised they're not walking him to bring the double play into play.
Hit into left field and dropping. Engineers are going to go ahead. Walk might not have been a bad idea. Mark Serdnak, back-to-back doubles in this game, and Rose-Hulman takes the lead 10-9.
Okay, this game is officially crazy pants.
Yeah. And we think we can both admit it's far from over.
Oh, yeah.
So Adam Rosen comes out, and let's see if he's going to make a change now as Rose-Hulman has fought its way back. Has trailed in this game 5-3 and 7-4 and 9-7 and has come back to rally in all three instances. Let's take a break and tell you about the change in a moment.
This place has been a huge part of my life, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be moving forward. I'll always take a piece of the mountain with me. Whether in the classroom or on the field, my coaches and professors had my back and always pushed me to climb higher. Now, I can't wait to light the way for my students and help them achieve their dreams.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Hanover College. Founded in 1827, Hanover is Indiana's oldest private four-year college. Hanover is a nationally recognized liberal arts college with core strengths in the natural and life sciences, education, and business. This breathtaking 650-acre campus sits on a bluff above the Ohio River in Hanover, Indiana. Hanover's approach to the liberal arts allows students to combine their academic interests. Students can even design their own majors. Students have so many opportunities to try classes, clubs, and other activities to pursue their passions. Students connect and get involved in so many ways, whether it be through classes, meals, athletics, and clubs, or even campus jobs. You definitely can find your niche right here at Hanover. Hanover really does have a place for you to be yourself and be known. Welcome to Hanover College. This is the College Tour.
Evan Webb in relief for Adam Rosen. For head coach Jeff Newman. Mount St. Joseph has fallen behind 10-9.
Webb's only got 12.2 innings pitched on the year. 15 walks, 13 strikeouts.
In his three-year career, 8 saves out of Roger Bacon High School in Cincinnati.
Two of those this year.
Yeah. Well, Mount St. Joseph, first time in the tournament since 17.
Wow. Very nice.
Making the most out of it.
Reno?
Officially now our game is 2 hours old. Started at 4:35 Eastern time.
Good old Eastern time.
Yes.
Boo.
And on 4 pitches. Mason Rasmussen has reached base for the 3rd time today. 2nd time he has walked. Back to the top of the order. And Cade Klein, who is 2 of 13, but has scored a run. Just 1 out in the 7th. Down the third base line and foul. Andrew Harrison had no play, and he tried to field that in fair territory. Peter Rogers would hit next. We hope Klein and Rogers don't feel left out. They're the only guys that don't have a hit. And yet they have scored a run, and Klein has played well in left field. Rogers at short.
Klein came close there if he could have kept that hugging the line on that bunt.
Yeah. Nothing in 1 pitch. Double play ball out at second and not out at first. Tough play. And Cade Klein beats it easily, so it's runners on the corners with 2 outs in the 7th. Fielder's choice. And here comes Peter Rogers.
Rogers did have that sparkling play early.
Yes, oh yes.
Defensively.
You have to remember that. Top of the order for Mount St. Joseph in the 8th when we get there. To left field and hit deep. But not deep enough. Jordan Harley hauls it in. Engineers back.
IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games.
A sparkling tournament. White hot bat in this game, 4 of 4.
Ooh, nice breaking ball.
Yeah. Kind of a nasty pitch to start him off with. It's Anton Meir, Jake Lawson, Andrew Harrison in the Lions' 8th. Had a single to center, a double to left, a single to right, a single to center. He's driven in 1, he has scored 2. But he is behind, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, that second strike was absolutely perfect pitch.
Yeah. There's some zip on that fastball by Auger. The team's closer, who is now in a closer's position. Ahead 10-9. Meir trying to go 5 for 5, but it won't happen. Mark Cerniak retires him, 1 out. That time Meir hitting .500 in this tournament, 7 of 14. It's a big out.
His batting average drops 200 points for the game.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
He's only hitting 800 for the game now.
Disgraceful. Jake Lawson at the plate. Lawson has been retired only once. Auger can get that fastball up to the mid-80s. Relies on his slider. Even in a count 1-1. And watch the slider dance away from a left-handed hitter if it happens effectively here. Spanked to right field, but right at Cerniak, who has 2 putouts in the inning. Well hit, but 1 and 2 have been retired.
Boy, the way that thing took off, I kept thinking, why isn't Cerniak going back?
Yeah.
We've seen the ball carry fantastically out to right field. Although the flags out behind the scoreboard are doing nothing.
Mark's a good right fielder, and he played all this season without an error, and you can see why. That headed to center field and will drop. Colton Brown thought about it.
Yeah.
But decided not to risk it here, giving up a 2-out hit, because had he taken a chance and that scampered past him, that's trouble.
That is big trouble.
Andrew Harrison on for the first time today.
You know, it is interesting that the ball's carrying further to right center, because right center field's 369, left center's 348.
Yeah, it's a difference of 20 feet. That headed to left field. Will that drop in? Yes. Back-to-back 2-out hits, and Ethan Mason reaches. Here come the Lions.
It's like that Oprah meme. You get a hit, and you get a hit, and everybody gets a hit.
And this time after 2 outs. Here's Jordan Harley. He'd love to have a hit. He's over 4.
Yes.
Big clutch time for him. With a tying run at second, the lead run at first.
Oh,
little nubbler and call. O'Connor, terrific catch, inning over. Harley is robbed. With all the offense, we have seen some fine defense today. On to the bottom of the 8th.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Well, that defensive switch you talked about during the break, Sean, by head coach Adam Rosen is looming large right now. Is that play by O'Connell at third base kept this game from being tied?
That was a big play. It sure was, and now MSJ is countering with a new guy on the bump.
Ethan Mason, at Colerain High School in Cincinnati.
5.72 ERA, 2-1 on the year. 11 appearances, 5 starts. He's got 4 saves, and teams are hitting .288 against him.
He is the closer for this team, and what he's trying to do here now is just hold serve. And maybe his team rallies in the 9th where he can close it out. Rodak to lead off. He's had a super afternoon, 3 of 4, 6 of 11 in the regional. Toward left center field and drifting. And Matt Brandcap with a catch.
Well, he plays a really good center field.
He sure does. Covers a lot of ground out there. He has, at least by my numbers, put out number 6 in the game.
Wow.
Connor O'Connell, who has the defensive play of the game moments ago, as he moved over to third base and robbed Jordan Harley of what would have been his first hit.
I think there's a Hanover player out there that had to duck out of the way of that foul ball.
Be careful.
On the walkway.
Yeah, Hanover is standing by. When this is over, you can add roughly 45 minutes to your timer, and that's when we'll start with number 1 and number 2 seeded teams here on HCAC TV. 27 hits in the game.
Wow.
19 runs, 3 errors, not a whole lot of walks.
But a lot of action.
Well, I take that back. I guess there have been 5 for the Engineers that they've received. Just 1 on the other side. Don't think we've had any hit batsmen, although the 1 walk on a 3-2 pitch. Could have been 1, I guess.
We've had 10 doubles in this game.
3 balls, 2 strikes. O'Connell stays alive. Well, the winner of our nightcap game is going to be in a great position to win the tournament. That's a battle of 2 teams that have not lost. Up the middle, base hit. O'Connell doing it with the glove and with the bat. He came into this game, Sean, 0 for 5. And he has come through with the 3rd hit of the game along with a sacrifice fly.
Man, oh man, this is entertaining to say the least.
Yes. Dalton Busboom. Glancing at the Lions' 9th, it'll be Jackson Gutzweiler, Kevin Schaff, Brennan Martin. And they'll need a few more to have a chance. It was Gutzweiler who started the rally in the 6th. Woo. I mean, if you're the Engineers, how comfortable would you be with just a 1-run lead?
Not very.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Busboom. They have some interesting chants on this field.
I would say let's go Porky, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's affectionate. Good
Yes.
stop by Gutzweiler.
Maybe he makes good barbecue?
Hey, he
I
could
don't know,
be.
you know.
Good cook, right? Two and 2. Connor O'Connell, the base runner at first with 1 out in the 8th.
That's a playground shot. Nope. Too far right.
If you're a Lions fan, you can take solace in the fact they've only been retired in order going back to the 2nd. That's it. And have had 2 on in each inning dating back to the 2nd.
And their last couple of rallies have been started by the bottom of the order.
Yep. Again, it'll be Jackson Gutzweiler, Kevin Schaff, and Brennan Martin. Still we're in the bottom of the 8th, and the Engineers trying to add to a precarious 1-1 lead. No chance for a double play. Soft catch by Jake Lawson, 2 outs in the inning.
Oh, man, that's one of those plays where it's just a little softer. You fake like you're going to catch it, let it drop, boom, boom.
Yes. And you've got all of, 1 second to think about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Although you practice those things, I'm sure.
Well, if they want an insurance run, Colton Brown's got to come through.
Yep. Already has knocked home a couple back in the 3rd. Since then, it's reached on an error and a walk. He has been on base all 4 times today.
And scored twice.
Ace runner is Connor O'Connell. 2 outs in the inning. No balls, 2 strikes.
Just want to get out of the inning.
Colton Brown trying to extend it, and that one is a wild pitch. So now Connor O'Connell is in scoring position.
Just a case of overthrowing it.
Yep. Was ahead, 0-2. Now it's 2-2. Jonathan Alger trying to get a chance to hit next. 10-9 in favor of Rose-Hulman. Batting here in the bottom of the 8th. Strike 3 call. Inning over. Last chance for the Lions as we go to the 9th.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
It is Jonathan Alger's chance to record his 6th save. Would be a big one, but he faces Jackson Gutzweiler, Kevin Schaff, and Brennan Martin, to name a few here at the top of the 9th. Jackson's been on base 3 times today, including a fielder's choice. Schaff twice. Martin once and has 2 RBIs. So here we go.
We do have a new right fielder. Jackson Summers.
Well, the last time that Adam Rosen made a defensive change paid off in large dividends. We start the 9th with a line drive foul.
And I believe there's a change too. Martin is not the 3rd hitter in this inning.
Okay.
As I was informed by the MSG. Why am I thinking Chinese food? I don't know.
Madison Square Garden, maybe with the Knicks and the Pacers or something.
Ooh, no, that was at Hall of Horrors. Clements. Clements is hitting in the 3rd slot.
So Clements will bat.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ball to 2 strikes. That'd be Andrew Clements. Jackson Gutzweiler down 1-2. Faced a bad one. 1 out in the 9th. There's Kevin Schaff, 2 for 4. Elimination game, and the Lions are on the ropes, needing to get a man on base. One strike and nothing.
I'm not very good at predictions because I said somebody was going to win it in the 9th, and nobody scored in the 8th, and
well, this is how the game started, right?
Yeah, it's a sandwich, is what it is.
Ball and a strike. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Andrew Clements has a good-looking swing, would bat next. From New Albany High School.
The Bulldogs.
Yes. 1-2 pitch.
It's a great idea, just a touch outside.
Is that from the movie? Just a little bit outside.
Yeah.
Can't do it like Uke did it.
Oh, Uke is the best.
2-2 pitch. Will do it again.
Except for the fact that he broadcasts for the Brewers. But we won't hold that against him.
He has been there for a while, has he not?
Oh, my goodness. He's got to be near 90 years old.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Another big pitch. Left field, base hit. Schaff around first. Will he try for second? He's going to try for second, and he is in with a stand-up double. Good piece of hitting after being behind 0-2.
And things just got more interesting.
They sure have. Schaff with his second 2-base hit. 3rd hit in a row.
Nothing like getting your first AB here in this situation.
No
if you're
way.
Clemens.
Takes ball 1. Anton Mir, who is 4 for 5 today, would bat next. Check that. That would be Matt Brandkamp would bat next.
Who's got a knock?
Yes. Now have 29 hits in the game combined. Ball and a strike. 9th inning of elimination game. Mount St. Joseph and Rose-Hulman.
That is risky. If that doesn't work, he's at third with 1 out, and a sac fly ties it.
Sure. And you also have to bring the infield in. Ball, 2 strikes.
He's got some pitches to hit, just been a touch tardy, that's all.
Just the second time that Clemens has hit in this tournament. Big spot here, though. And the pitch. Skied in the air, left field, and caught. 3 converged. Looks like the shortstop Peter Rogers got it.
Yeah.
And now there are 2 outs.
Boy, that could have been trouble.
Oh, yes.
Well, here it is. It's up to Brandkamp.
Man has flown out to left and right, doubled to left and walked. Hit could tie the game. An out would end it. Got some drama here. Strike 1. Look at second base and the stretch. Strike 2.
Boy, Oliver's dealing now.
Kind of smells it, doesn't it?
He does.
Both benches are standing, and why not? Headed to short. Any chance at first? No. Rogers with a nice throw, but Brandkamp beat it out, and here comes the dangerous Anton Mir to the plate.
Couple things in play here. Obviously, a base hit with Mir scores a run.
Right.
But now, both Oliger and Rasmussen have to be very aware of pitches in the dirt for a pass ball so that run doesn't score. So, lots of machinations going on here.
And possibly the best hitter in the tournament at the plate.
Yeah.
10-9 our score.
You want drama?
You got it. Mir towards center field. The game is tied. His 5th hit of the game. Well, didn't you say something would happen in the 9th? There you are.
Oh, wow. So he's had, what, 6 at-bats?
Yeah.
He's maybe seen 12 pitches, probably.
Oh, what a game. Fun game, too. Now the go-ahead run is at second. And the Lions have fought back to a 10-10 tie with their 18th hit of the game. And that will bring out the head coach, Adam Rosen. And they've done it against the Engineers closer. It started with Kevin Schaff, who did a nice job of stretching a long single into a double. Reached base with one out. Advanced to third on an infield hit by Matt Brandkamp, and then Mir came through with the game-tying hit.
I feel very much like this is incredibly similar to tournament week right before the NCAA selection show.
That's a good comparison, actually.
You know, because you're like, what is going on right now? But it's that feeling of inevitability if you don't win, I think, that brings all this out in all these guys.
There is no rhyme or reason.
No, but we love it.
Yep. Jake Lawson's been retired twice after a big start in this game. He's got a chance to put his team ahead. And he takes one outside for a ball.
He wanted to offer it that pitch really bad.
Hard to believe the winner of this game's got to come back tomorrow morning.
I believe at noon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is an earlier start than originally scripted for a day that could include 3 games. Swinging on 2-0, 2-1, so Anderson will get the winner of this game. Let's assume we ever get to a winner.
Yeah, that's...
Just past the 7 o'clock hour. Nothing settled yet. Brandkamp runner at second. Mir at first, and the count goes to 3-1 on Jake Lawson. Batting for the 6th time today.
It's unheard of.
Strike call. Well, Lawson thought he had ball 4. In fact, he looked pretty sure of it.
Yeah, I don't think umps take too kindly to you throwing the bat before you make
ask
the call.
Tim Wesley about that later. They don't play it up. 3-2 with 2 outs in the 9th.
Runners will be going.
There they go. Ball 4.
They weren't going. That's interesting.
Wonder if they weren't aware. Now the bases are loaded. Yeah, that's interesting because there were 2 outs.
Yeah.
Maybe they got caught up in the drama of this game, huh? Either way, Andrew Harrison at the plate with the go-ahead run now at third.
As if there wasn't enough going on, now a walk comes into play. That's really huge.
Good fastball there. Strike 1. Off the change, foul ball. It's just another day at the office for Mount St. Joseph. 11-10 game 1, 10-7 game 2, 10-10 tie game 3. If they win, do they have enough energy to come back tomorrow? I'm sure they do. They're young.
Reminiscent of Anderson last year.
Yes. No balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, and a 10-10 tie. Strike 3. Oh, he's had a big pitch. Harrison took it, inning over.
Wow.
So now a chance for Rose-Hulman to walk it off.
And you've got Oliger, not certain that because they subbed him out, and Rasmussen.
Bottom of the order.
Bottom of the order.
Seems to start most of the trouble in this game.
Yeah, especially the last few innings, that's for sure. Summers, that would be Summers hitting second. Wow. 31 hits, 18 left on base, 11 doubles.
I've got at least 7 walks, but
let's see.
So much been written on my scorecard that I'm not sure I've got all the information correctly.
I've got 8.
I will go by yours.
16 strikeouts. Mount St. Joseph has 12. Rose-Hulman has 4.
Really?
Yeah. Not a single stolen base.
Game has reached 2.5 hours, which really is pretty good time when you think about it.
especially with all the stats we're seeing. It's
Oh,
not
yes.
bad at all.
So back to the mound goes Ethan Mason. Both teams have their closers in the game now. Except we're hardly getting the impression we're going to get a close to this.
My poor bladder's screaming for help.
Jonathan Alger to start the bottom of the ninth. And he represents the winning run.
Yes, he does.
Alger off the change, base hit. Winning run aboard.
And would we expect anything else?
No. Second hit of the game for Jonathan.
And now it's Summers. .271 on the season.
From San Juan, California. San Juan Capistrano.
Oh, the Swallows.
Yes. Showing bunt.
Oh.
By the way, is village or city founded by the Spanish in 1776.
Well, there you go. That's an interesting historical fact.
I like to be multi-dimensional on these broadcasts. There's the bunt. It's a good one. Runner advances to second. Nicely done by Jackson Summers. One out.
All right, Rasmussen now.
He has doubled in two, walked twice, scored a run. He can win it right here. Left field base hit. Let's see what they do with the runner. Gonna hold him up. And now the winning run is just a base away.
Well, they're not wasting any time going after these pitches.
No. So decision time now for Mont St. Joseph.
You got to figure they might play the middle infield at medium depth.
Double play.
To try and get the double play, but play the corners in.
Any possibility of an intentional walk to put the force out at home?
I don't know.
I imagine that's going to be discussed. The other thing you have to be aware of is, does Rasmussen try to steal second, draw a throw?
Yeah.
And then that allows Jonathan Alger to scamper home with the game winner. I'll tell you what, for your first tournament appearance in the Lions in 2017, you have certainly done this appearance justice.
Yes, that is the truth. Oh, what are they calling the outfielders in too?
Yeah. I guess you could play an additional infielder, right? From the outfield. I've seen it done.
They're confused. They don't know what's going on.
I saw the Cubs do this, or maybe it was the Phillies against the Cubs, where they brought in a fielder from the outfield to play an infield position.
I have seen that as well.
And I think that's what's going to happen here. How about this? Look at the right side of the diamond. This is most interesting, and they are going to go with the intentional walk.
So Meir came in from right field, and he's playing halfway between first and second.
The bases now are loaded for Peter Rogers. Well, if he hits it to the right side, Mount St. Joseph's has got that defended as well as possible.
I'm curious where the shortstop's going to play.
Yeah, if he hits it to the left side, he can win it. Peter Rogers, chance to be a hero. To left field. Will this be enough? Runner heading home. Here comes the throw, and this game is over. And what a game it was.
Wow. You took a chance. And Rogers just went after the first pitch. Didn't waste any time. So they have Anderson tomorrow at noon right here on HCAC.tv.
And for Mount St. Joseph, and to a terrific run in this tournament in which the Lions lost 2 out of 3 but could not have gone out in a more dramatic or entertaining fashion.
They just mashed the ball around the diamond, and man.
Folks, take a rest for about 45 minutes. We expect you back at 8.
Yes.
For the battle between 1 and 2 seeds, Hanover and Transy. Thank you for joining us. So long from HCAC TV.